Hi, my name is Richard Seroter, and welcome to this course on the Force.com platform. In this course, we're going to dig into all the major services of Force.com and work through some demonstrations of each. In this particular module, I'm going to introduce you to the platform, when you should use it, why you would use it, and the core use case that we're going to follow throughout the life of this whole course. First off, we'll take a look at what does it mean to be platform as a service. It's an aspect of cloud computing that Force.com falls into, so let's define that a bit. Then we'll talk about the difference between Salesforce.com and Force.com and make sure we don't get confused between the two of those. Next, we'll talk about the key concepts. What do you need to understand about Force.com to really grasp how the platform works? Some of those principles are a little different than custom development. We'll talk about the primary services. What are the major things that you get when you use a Force.com application? What are those things that are built into the service? Then I'll compare Force.com to other platform as a service offerings. We can get a sense of where does this fall in that spectrum of things, what are the differences that help you compare and contrast when choosing the right platform for yourself. Then we'll talk about when should you choose Force.com. There's clearly some great patterns where it makes great sense, and there's some anti-patterns. So let's review so that you don't always use Force.com in maybe the wrong scenario. We'll then do our first demonstration, which is creating that initial account and then building a sample application. So taking a quick look at the actual user interface, defining the sample application that we're going to be using throughout this entire course. Then I'll introduce a scenario. I wanted to make sure that throughout this course we'd be following a similar scenario and piece together and keep building up a final application that is somewhat realistic. So we'll talk through that. I'll point you to a series of developer resources, so when you do want to learn some more that I might not cover in this course, as this is still an introductory level course, I can't go super deep into every single thing. Some of these topics warrant their own courses, which will probably come at some point. But I want to make sure that we leave you with a number of other places where you can go to dig in further. And then finally, I'll wrap up this module.